Hey everyone, welcome to Freedom Friday. Thank you for joining me. Today is the day of the Lord, and we choose to rejoice. The psalm of the day that the Lord led me to is Psalm 95. I'm just going to read a piece of it because it's beautiful. It says, "Come, let us sing for joy to the Lord. Let us shout aloud to the rock of our salvation. Let us come before him with thanksgiving and extol him with music and song. For the Lord is the great God, the great King above all gods. In his hand are the depths of the earth, and the mountain peaks belong to him. The sea is his, for he made it, and his hands form the dry land." And it continues to say, "Come, let us go down to worship." And today on this Freedom Friday, what I've been inspired to talk to you all about is being uniquely who God created you. He created the depths of the seas. He created the mountains, the valleys, the peaks, the highs, the trees. All that is in this universe is created by our Father for a reason and for a purpose. And sometimes it blows our mind to understand why things are needed and why He created this. But our God is majestic. And he created you, daughter of God and son of God. He created you fearfully and wonderfully made. And I want to talk to you about owning who you are and not being ashamed of your quirks, your personality, who God called you to be, because it's that unique individual thumbprint that he put on you that makes you like nobody else. And I myself understand this, and I'm learning this more and more about myself, that I am a mystery all by myself. I tell this to my husband, I know, to my friends, I am a living mystery. I'm a very private person. I love to share things about myself, but then there are things that no one knows. I can be in a group of people, but yet be alone. I'm very quiet in nature. I love to share. I don't just speak just to speak. When I talk, it's, I have something important to say. I don't like really shallow conversations, even though I know there's a time and a place for that. You can't be deep all the time. But I am a girl that can be, in my world. And I love that. I love alone time. I love quiet time. And I treasure it because I don't get it a lot. But I make it an effort every day. Like when this butterfly goes back into her cocoon, her safe place, when I go into my meditation space, where it's my bedroom, where it's quiet, or whether I'm in my office, where I have that time where I can be alone with my thoughts, where I can be alone with God, I treasure that time. I personally need that time. There are some people that have to always be around people. I am definitely not one of those people. I love to be, I'm okay with being by myself. There are times when I love to socialize. I have a part of my personality that loves to be around people. I love to go to events, but then then I need to come away and be by myself. I don't just like to be out and about all the time. I treasure, once again, those private times. And I'm not a person that will just share everything. I like to keep some things reserved just for me. And if you're a friend of mine, that takes some getting used to, because I'm not the kind of person that's going to just tell you everything. And I do think that's also part of my calling, being a prophetic voice. I have great discernment, so I can discern who I can share things with and who I better keep my lips tight, right? And so I think that's also a part of prophetic people's calling. We have this mystique, this mystery about us. We can be these big personalities on stage. We can be those who are just really like, we know how to turn on. When the Holy Spirit comes upon us, we can deliver that word. But then when we come away from that, we can be very reserved and very quiet. And I think that can also throw people for a loop, especially when you would think that they would be like these big, bold personalities. In actuality, you're very quiet and reserved, and so I just wanted to share a little bit about me, because I think this is important to share, because people can make all of these creations of who they think you are, And it's important to share with people these things, especially people who have prophetic voices. I can definitely speak to you because those who live with us, even my husband, I'm a mystery to him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's always learning something new about me. Just the moment when he thinks he's got me figured all out, he's like, well, there's another piece of the puzzle, you know? So prophetic people in themselves are part of our calling. We're very private. We enjoy that alone time, because that alone time is where we really meet with God. We are constantly in a consecrated, I don't want to say constantly, but we have to have that dedicated time with God because it refreshes us. It renews our mind. That quiet time, that meditating time is needed, right? It makes us a better person if we get that time. And so those are just a little bit of insights into my personality. And I think it's really good. I think it's, good to leave something to the imagination to keep people wondering, because we live in a day of social media where everybody puts everything out. You can't even, they've got to show everything, where they're going, what they're eating, what they're doing every moment. And I think it's good just to have some things for yourself, have some things for your family. I tell my boys that all the time. You don't have to snap everything. No one needs to know your every move. Leave a little to the imagination, because we live in a day where everybody exposes so much of who they are that it almost becomes like you know everything, and it's just kind of like, oh. And sometimes you can reveal too much of yourself and it's off-putting, right? How many of you know that you thought you liked somebody and then you go to social media and then it's just like, oh, they've told their whole story, and or you can go to their page and you can read their whole life, right? Because they put it out there for the world to see. So I don't know. I personally, this is just my thinking, and this is my ways too, that I think it's great to leave something to the imagination, and leave something for yourself. I think that's a good tip of advice too for anyone dating, and even in a marriage, that there should be something about you that's refreshing. That should be a little bit of mystery behind who you are. And although you're ever growing together, that's really important as a marriage, that you're constantly growing together, that you share some of the same interests. Like if your husband picks up a new hobby, then you may not like it, but you put yourself out there. My husband loves to hike. I am not a hiker, but hey, you want to go camping? I'll experience that with you. I'll hear your stories. I'll get excited about those things. I'll push myself to do some of the things that he likes. And then I may find that, hey, I like it too. Or maybe I'm like, well, I'm just doing this because I love you. We all have to stretch ourselves in that way so we grow together and not apart. But then there are some things that are okay for you just to have for yourself. And my husband has those things and I have those things too. And I think it's beautiful. So you have to find that perfect harmony, that perfect balance, right? So those are some of the things that I wanted to talk to you about on Freedom Friday. Don't be afraid to be who you are. There are some people that love to be around people 24/7, and that is who they are, and God made you that way, that you love to be around people all the time. And that's a gift. I think that's a gift because I have my time limits. I'm like, oh, it was good. I love you, but now I have to go and I need to have my, time alone. I treasure it, where some people don't need that, So, finding your tribe is so important. Some people have large circles of friends and they blossom under that. Some people, you need only, one or two good friends, simply because, you just don't want that many people around you. You just one good friend, one solid good friend. And I say I'm blessed, right? I just don't want a lot of people around me, right? Yeah. So I hope that you all are enjoying these videos. I hope that you have a blessed day, and that you just, take time to meditate on the Word of God. Take time to allow the Lord to reveal to you who you are. That's another thing. God, He will reveal who you are. You think that you know who you are, but you really don't until you allow God the opportunity to reveal yourself. He will unwrap you and like an onion. There's layers to you, right? So I want y'all to take a look at this picture behind me. You see I have the eagle, and never mind that little stuffed animal eagle. That's my son's. He loves that. We always say we're eagles, mommy, because I always say, I'm an eagle, because early on in my journey, the Lord revealed to me a part of my purpose. It was the eagle anointing. I remember I was deep in sleep, and there was a vision of an eagle staring me in the eye, seeing as though it was staring right through me. And the Lord revealed to me that it was revelation, the spirit of revelation. And so the eagle has such a special meaning to me. Eagles are those that fly alone. They have great purpose. They can soar at high altitudes, but they don't have a large circle. They do have a support system, but eagles are very good at flying alone. And that kind of represents so much about who I am. I don't like a large circle of people around me. I need a few good men, 1 or 2 people, and I'm good, right? I don't like to have a large circle of anything, because I think that that's where people fall into a lot of trouble, and there's a lot of deceptions in people's heart. And I like to be around people who I know have pure motives. And again, this is a part of the discernment that the Lord has given me. I find that prophetic people, they don't hang around large circles because we are discerning. We're very discerning in who we spend time with, right? Doesn't mean that we don't have a lot of associates or a lot of people that are around us, but true friends who know who we are, intimate fellowship, that inner circle, it is very small. But I thought to share that with you all because a long time ago, the Lord had me to study the eagle, and it's a fascinating creature, and so I love the eagle. The eagle soars high and flies alone. And the creator who created you knows you better than you know yourself. And so when you spend time with Abba and getting to know him, he reveals more of who he created you to be, right? So go out there and be great. Remember that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And I love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.